What's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video on the new Clockin bot. I realized through a bunch of your comments that the bot is out of date, or the video that I made a couple years ago. So let's go ahead and make an updated one. So first of all, start in your test server or your production server, whatever one you're going to be installing the bot on. We'll start off going up to the top left. Go on, click on, so the drop-down menu comes up, app directory, and then you go top right, and then you type in Clockin and hit enter. And then we're going to choose the second one. There's two of them here, but just make sure you do the second one. This is the clockin.xyz, and I have it installed on a couple other servers. So we'll hit add app. And then just make sure you want to invite it to the right server. So if the right server is not selected, just click on the drop down and select your server, hit continue. It's asking your permissions, hit authorize, and wants to verify that I'm a human. So we'll go to the test server. You can verify that it's installed by it saying Clockin up here. So now the bot is installed to your channel successfully. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Let's go ahead and do the next step. So essentially the Clockin bot looks at masks as like different type of jobs. So you could either set it up to be jobs, or different masks could either be different employees, or you could have those be like different job types. So if they do, you know, 3 different things for you, you can have them do clock in at job 1 and then clock out, and then into job 2 and then clock out, and then into job 3. So let's go ahead and look at the masks. So if we, for any of the commands, for a lot of bots on Discord, if you just type in the /, it'll actually bring up, you know, the frequently used ones. You can go through and scroll in here. If you see one that you like, you can just go ahead and click on it like that. So mask list is what we were looking for anyway. We'll just hit enter. So yeah, and then it comes in here, pulls up the mask list and shows all these different ones. So we have Discord game, job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. I've renamed it to Comiska Customs. So, and there are more to expand on, like if you go through and actually upgrade. Some of these, you know, please note that they're set as false or true. So if it's set as false, it's actually not going to work. You know, I can just show you here. If we do clock in and then we do mask, I'm just hitting tab and then enter. And then when you're typing in the mask, you have to type in it as it's presented. So if you type in a capital M, you know, here, it's not going to work. So make sure you type it in exactly as you see in the mask list. So I'll go ahead, hit mask 9. This is not enabled, so it will not let me clock in. So it appears to be disabled. If you run into this, go ahead and do, let me see again, it's mask, and then we want to toggle, and then we'll do mask 9, and it's enabled. If you want to do the same thing to disable it, you just do mask toggle, hit enter, and then you just type in the name exactly again, and now it's disabled. Okay, so the main thing for this bot is essentially clocking in and clocking out. So I'm going to clock into Discord. So if I do clock in, I can come here and hit clock in. I can hit mask, and then I'll just type in Discord, and bam, I'm already clocked into Discord and starting the timer. So from this point on, it's essentially going to start tracking all the time until I clock out, or like as a manager, if you clock out your employees or whatever, it's always going to track that. So this is pretty helpful, you know, just being able to, you know, maintain the time frames that people are working and things, so then that way you can refer to it later to, you know, pay them or whatever you have to do. So when you're ready again, when either their job is done or whatever, you just go ahead and / and you type in clock out, and then again I just hit tab to go to the mask, hit enter, and then I type in Discord because that was the one that I signed into, and now I'm clocked out. It says 0 minutes, but I'm sure there's some seconds there. So if we actually want to see the data, we'll go to all data, we'll do place and then channel, hit enter, and then here you can see that I actually worked job 1 for 1 minute and 33 seconds, which was from a previous trial, and then the Discord one for 49 seconds. So this is great. Let's say, a week goes by, you were able to track all the data for a week or 2 weeks, however long your time frames are for payout, and then you're ready to clear all the data. You can type purge server data and then just confirm, if I can spell it right. And all the data is purged. So now if I do about all data again and just channel, it says all data has been sent, which essentially means that there's no data to report on. So now this is a time to have your employees, start clocking in again and using it. But just make sure after you pay them, you clear out the time card, so then that way it is a fresh one and you're not actually, doubling the payment and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and rename some of these masks. So, because I'm sure not everybody's going to want them named, Discord game, job 1, whatever. So you can easily do / and then mask, and then you can do change. So let's say we timed into Discord earlier, and the new name for this, I had some of my virtual assistants working on eBay, so I'm just going to call it eBay. And mind you, I put a capital in there. I'll just hit enter. So we changed Discord to eBay. So then I just want to try to clock in again. And then we'll do mask. And then if I type in eBay, it says the mask you tried to clock into does not appear to exist. Please, check your settings or your spelling, excuse me. So you have to type it in exactly how it's presented. So let's try this again. So we'll do clock in, mask, and then we'll do capital B-A-Y, eBay. And now we're clocked in. So again, it's going to track everything. While we're waiting for that to go through, we can rename one of the other ones. So let's do mask, change, and then we want to do, let's do like game to be, like job 3. So whatever you have them do, you can name it to what that is. And then once you're ready, to move over to that other job, you would essentially hit clock out. It didn't clock out of anything, so we'll hit mask, and then we'll type in eBay again. So it added seconds to eBay, and then we'll do clock in, mask, and then let's do job 3. So now we're successfully sent into job 3, which is awesome. So, now again, if somebody needs to clock in, clock out a specific or different jobs, they can. And then again, we can just do clock out and then mask. And we'll just do job 3. Some of the other things that may come up is if you want to just know typical information, about the tool, you could always do like server info. So this will just give you, basic information about the server that you're in, and all that information if you wanted any of that. You could also do about. This also gives you just generic information about the bot, the creator, and all that stuff. Also, I wanted to take the time while we're talking about it. There's actually a Clockin bot website. So it's just clockin.xyz. And on here, this does not work anymore. If you just click here and try to authenticate and stuff, it doesn't work. So you have to follow that first method we did. But in here, it has like the different commands that I'm essentially just showing you. So you can come in here if you're looking for a specific one, and it has descriptions on it. This is exactly what we just did: mask list, mask data, all that stuff. Mask change. So it gives you kind of generic information on how to do the things that you might need to do for your server, because every server is a little bit unique. So one thing that might come up is roles. Don't be too confused about it, because my first interpretation was that it was a role within Clockin bot itself, but it's actually your server roles. So here, if you just go back to your server settings and then roles, I actually created 2 of them. So Clockin created its own, then there's management that I made, and then employee here too. So, I'll even like set it to green and save changes. Just show you again the roles. So let's say, you want to be in your management group, and then you can add your employees to this group. So you can restrict them a little bit too on, like what all they do or can do. Since I'm, like the owner of the server, I can't necessarily, test a lot of that. But it gives you options now when you want to go through and kind of, designate certain things for users to be able to do certain things, or, clock into certain jobs and stuff like that. One of the main things for roles as well is like the buttons. So there's a way that you can add a button. So we'll say button and then button name, and I want to call this, let's see, the name the button will have. So we'll just do like click me, and then spawn a clock in out button. So then now click me to clock in and out whichever mask has been set as your default for you. So then now at this point, like you can set like a default, mask for your employees to clock in and clock out of. Let's go ahead and set that up. So if we want to set our default mask, again, it's just going to be set default. And then this is going to give us our mask. So we'll say job 3, and then role we'll say for employees. So successfully changed the default clock for employee to job 3. Right. So now if I come in here, server settings, roles, and I'm just going to add myself to the employees. Let's remove myself from the management group. Okay, and then now when I hit clock me or click me, it's gonna sign me into job 3, and then hopefully when I click it again, it'll clock me out. So now your employees don't even have to run a command like they would before with the clock in and clock out. They literally just come in here, hit the button, clocks them in, they go off, do all their work, la-di-da-di-da, they come back and hit clock in or click me, and then basically it adds, whatever seconds or times that they went through and did it. So there are other buttons here. So like if you click the question mark, that gives you the confirmation if you are or are not signed in or clocked into a specific mask. And then you can also click on the little time icon here too to show that we only have 36 seconds into job 3 mask. So again, it just gives you a little bit easier functionality to be able to just, sign or clock in. Also check if you are clocked in or not if you forget. And then also just checking on your current status, with how much time you've accumulated. So I'm currently not signed in, which is perfectly fine with me. But a perfect thing that we could check is all data. And we could just do channel. And then if I hit enter, it'll show 36 seconds, 50 seconds for eBay, and 27 seconds, a minute and 27 seconds all together. So, depending on how you're paying your people, if you are breaking it up where they're just signing into a mask as their own mask, then you can pay it out that way. Or if you're splitting it up where, specific jobs they do are different masks, then that way you would just pay them out, to whatever that time is accumulated of, or whatever you guys are using it for. So there's some other cool things, that we could do with it. Like if you wanted to, just check some user information, user data stuff, you can just type in user, and then we'll do, let's just do myself under Chris. So then it just gives me, all my information about Clockin. If I do, let's see, user data, and then we'll do Chris again. and then now you can see specifically for, what jobs I signed into and then how long for each of those. So that could be a thing as well. If you have multiple, employees working in multiple masks, you can look at how much time just that one user has accumulated. If you just use this command of user, / user data user, and then their tag or their handle. So you could, specifically choose them, and see how much time they accumulated across, whatever time frame you're using for them. So, and then the last thing, if you want to go ahead, you paid them out again. If you want to reset everything, I just do the purge server data, and then I just type in confirm, and that purges everything. And then now, you're ready for a brand new week. So I think that's going to wrap up today's video. I feel like this was pretty straightforward. I hope I'm not exposing myself here, but we'll see. And, let me know what new questions you guys have. Again, thank you for all the views for the last tutorial. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Any, questions I may be able to answer, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.